Greetings, this is James Gilliland with As You Wish Talk Radio on the BBS Network. We've got a great show tonight. We've got Greg Sullivan with JCETI. He's like the Japan affiliate of JCETI. And, you know, they've had some amazing experiences. He brought a whole group here from Japan, and they've already done a couple sky watches out there and have seen some pretty amazing things and experienced the energy here as well. So we'll bring some of them on to give us a little testimony on their experiences here at the ranch, and we'll have Greg here to translate that. So that'll be coming up right after the events that we have to bring forward. So we got to take care of a little business here. We've got the 2017 calendar of events coming up, and we've got August 3 through the 7th. We've got Sustainability Weekend, and we're building an Earth Bag Dome and treehouse building with the Sky Watch as well. So people come and participate in building the Earth Bag Dome or learn about the tree houses, and we'll also have a Sky Watch as well weekend. On the 10th through the 13th of August, we've got Theta Healing certification course with a Sky Watch as well. August 17th through the 22nd, we've got camping and Sky Watch and the solar eclipse, and so we'll all be out checking out the solar eclipse and filming that, and watch the skies during the solar eclipses and get your cameras out, because there's always a lot of UFOs around the solar eclipses. August 24th through the 27th, we've got camping and Sky Watch with Clyde Lewis from Ground Zero, and that's going to be his listeners weekend. There'll be a lot of activity. There always is when Clyde is here, and last time he was here, he had Bigfoot run right up to him, stop, skid, smile at him, and turn off and run through the forest. So he'll tell us that story. It was pretty amazing. On the 1st of September through the 4th, we'll be doing the Ambassador Workshop and the Teachers Training with the Sky Watch as well. So that's you want to put that on your calendar. The Ambassador Workshops, we get a lot of activity, a lot of ships come in, a lot of initiations happen, and people connect with their star families. The 7th through the 10th is another Sustainability Weekend, Earth Dome and Treehouse building with a Sky Watch. 14th to the 17th, we have camping and Sky Watch. And the 21st to the 24th of September, there's a Divine Feminine and Sacred Dance Workshop along with the Sky Watch. So you can go to JCETIevents.com if you want to find out more about this, or if you want to send some, check out more, you can go to JCETI2017@gmail.com if you want to email and get more information about these workshops. So that out of the way, we're going to bring Greg on the show. So Greg, welcome to the show.
See you. Thanks, James, for having us as usual.
Yeah, what's new with JCETI?
Well, the biggest thing is, we have a big new release of the JCETI documentary, Contact Has Begun. So actually my first visit here was 10 years ago, basically next week. So yeah, it's the end of a huge cycle, and I know we first talked about doing this Japanese version of the movie almost over 5 years ago. So I know you've been waiting a long time,
yeah.
And it's all in divine timing. But yeah, ever since last fall, I really started going again, and this version is it's fully overdub in Japanese. So we found that, as I mentioned before, that a lot of this information is not hasn't been public there at all. So it's we're building a solid foundation with sort of the veterans like yourself here, and I've kind of made a new keyword over there, spiritual contact. There's a lot of baggage in the terms UFO and other terms they use there. Yeah. So unfortunately, they've had a really heavily controlled media presence, and the whole UFO field has just been overrun with disinformation. So it's good to get the truth out there. And then we've had a ton of great screenings. So we've done a bunch of screening events as I was finishing the film. So I'll just wait. I know we're on camera here, so I'll show you. This is one of the guests who came on our tour last year is a professional designer. So she threw this together. Really nice flyer and everything. So we've got an overview of the ranch and yourself, James, and also our tour. So this year is our biggest tour ever. We had sort of an adjusting year last year. It was numerologically a 9, 2016, but now this year is a 1, a new start for everyone. So we have now 17, including me. So it's been a real awesome visit so far.
Yeah, I know some amazing experiences out there just in the past 2 nights that that you've had. And unfortunately, I just got back from Yelm. I had to go to Yelm and do a lecture there, a workshop, and a Skywatch, and it's kind of tight. I come back here and then I've got like 5 counselings waiting, and I mean I'm gonna sleep well tonight for sure. But there was a great event down there, Yelm event. A lot of people awakening down there as well. But sticking to the subject here, I know you're having a lot of activity in Japan. Could you talk about some of the UFO activity?
Yeah, actually we had, besides the screenings, we had another really amazing event, 700 in the field. It was like the biggest one we've done, of course, and we had a great, it was a 2-day event that we were invited to go to with a lot of major big name lecturers in Japan. And so we had the ETs pull out all the stops. There was a lot of limitations to the facility and the field, but they kind of pulled out all the stops for us, and just the people that were gathered were really pure-hearted, and even some of the lecturers who were on the skeptical side ended up, kind of tipping their hat, and they were really blown away. So that was it's getting easier. The resonance field or whatever, all the work that we're all doing is building around the world. So I find that it's getting, the theme this year seems to be spreading this word and spreading the experience to people who have never had it before. So we've been in touch with a lot of the publishers that we've been involved with who had never were able to come to the event themselves. They were there, and so I also was introduced recently to another couple of head editors of major fashion magazines and stuff. So it has been a slow process, but when it flips, it's going to be really fast, I think, over there.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing, you keep bringing back all these magazines and newspapers and everything. Yeah. And I see my face on there. Yeah. I go, wow, when did that happen?
Yeah, this is the interview. Yeah, we have this. We work with this magazine quite a bit. It's called Anemone. And actually, I wanted to, there's some of these. There's in this Japan especially. There's it's like you had the conference last night, and then there's all these UFO congresses and stuff, but in Japan, there's no official real UFO research field, believe it or not. There's a strong and healthy spiritual field. The two worlds have been separate, so that's why I kind of created that term, spiritual contact, to kind of bridge the gap. And of course, the message from Contact has begun is perfectly on that line. So yeah, so one of the people you met when you were there in Tokyo has been a big help, and when I get back from this trip, we're going to have our first major booth at their. It's the largest spiritual gathering as far as a conference or in Japan. So there'll be a couple 30 to 40,000 within 2 days. So it's an enormous convention, and we'll be the only dedicated ET and contact research outfit there. So yeah, it's bridging. A lot of people who are there have interest, but again, they've had so much programming via X-Files and all these Hollywood movies that they're kind of taking down that wall is the big task at hand, I think. Yeah. Yeah,
I know when I was there, we had the pleasure of meeting with Dr. Nimoto.
Yeah.
Who took over for Dr. Emoto.
That's right. Yeah.
And he had some amazing things to say, and he was very supportive of the work, and they put us in the magazine and everything, and that was great. And learned a lot. I was sharing information I knew about DNA, and he was talking about transferring DNA into water and water holding DNA and lasers transferring DNA. It was amazing. Kind of sharing there all this different stuff, and afterwards we're going, aha, that's the Immaculate Conception.
It's a lot of
it was pretty interesting.
Everyone has a piece of the puzzle. It
really brought understanding to how upgrades can happen very easily, and how they can add DNA even in the womb, and it doesn't have to be tubes and test tubes and things. It can all be done just with a projection.
But I agree. Like that was real. That was really amazing how he got involved with that, because it is sort of a risk. These longtime groups have a standing reputation, and the people following them don't necessarily know about Contact yet. So it takes courage for them to do that. Yeah. So.
Well, he came here and he had his own experience. So he came here and had an amazing opening, saw the ships and everything. So
I know.
Saw the door open, ships coming out of the door. So he was coming from experience. He wasn't like an armchair investigator just making up stories. He actually came here and did his own research.
Yeah, I know he was guided by Dr. Emoto, and we had that interview with you and I, and his Dr. Emoto's main translator, Fukiko, was there, and then all of a sudden we had Dr. Emoto coming in from an ascended 6-dimensional Orion ship or whatever. Yeah, and I actually found another video by chance on YouTube of someone channeling Dr. Emoto, and they had the same thing. He was saying he's putting people together. So that was exactly what we experienced, you know.
Yeah, it's just exact same information. Yeah, the one of the things that I know the listeners would love to hear about is the problem there with Fukushima. Is there a lot of ships in the area that look like they're working with that, helping to clean that up? Or
I haven't been there this year yet, but yeah, definitely it's they've got that under control, and yeah, it's Tokyo would not really be livable otherwise, I think. So and there's continual sightings over there, and there's a lot of people doing the shinji, which is it's like the people who go around the Shinto shrines doing good work and prayer work over there. Yeah, so the people are regularly going there. The other thing that happened after Fukushima last year was a huge earthquake in our area called Kumamoto. It's where the largest volcanic caldera is, and during your trip we didn't get to go down there, but it's beautiful, and we were there 3 years in a row before the earthquake, and it's right on the 33rd parallel. And so, as you know, 33 is a master number, and that's with the Christ number and everything. So we had this amazing sign come through that not all of these tragedies are tragic, and the message that came through is just the picture I just showed you there. On that day, the first anniversary of the earthquake was 4/14, April 14th, and I had forgotten that was Good Friday. And we were eating at a restaurant. We did some. Martin Scorsese just had a movie come out last year called Silence, about the Christians in Japan in the 1700s, and how they were, pushed out and also extinguished, by the emperor at one point. And then so we were going around some of those sites in a tour this year, and then we were at dinner, and we were eating steak on a large grill, and the chef throws vinegar on the grill, and the flames come up like Benihana style. And then the tour, one of the organizers said, "Everyone get your phone ready and take pictures of the flames, because there'll be like dragon faces or fairies and whatnot, orbs." And so I got the unicorn, and then the one that blew everyone was away was the Christ on the cross.
Oh yeah.
And then it flipped everyone out that was Good Friday. So it was the 33rd parallel that happened on Good Fridays, and it was so we're calling it like an ascension earthquake, and it was like a positive shift, like Gaia is moving. So
I know. Is it Sakajiwara?
Sakurajima, yeah.
Sakurajima, yeah. I can always say it wrong.
That's going off too.
Yeah, that was going off, and we got some amazing photographs of that. And there's a woman's face in there. Undeniable woman's face in there. It looks just like Pele or one of the goddesses. And so they're starting to get these amazing photographs of these changes, and I thought it was interesting because the fire was coming out of her mouth. And she was talking. She was saying, enough. She wasn't happy with what was going on.
Yeah, it's just all proof that the Earth is moving, and there are greater beings that are assisting with the shift. Yeah, so obviously the Orion's Council of Light has been on the ground big time doing those planetary energy, adjustments and everything. It was funny. The first someone pointed out to me that I was talking to them, and the first town I ever lived in Japan was called Oreo. Like the cookie, it's called Orio. And then someone pointed out, well, if you put an N on that, isn't that Orion? Japan has that whole Orion connection.
Yeah, there's definitely a strong connection.
Yeah, we've had a whole lot. Most, like 90% of the people who come on our tour, as you've seen, have been at Orion one point or another.
Also too, I noticed there was a lot of footage coming out of after the tsunami and with the meltdown and everything. There was a lot of ships that seemed to be filmed, and then they would disappear. It's weird. You see the footage on YouTube, like 5 or 6 ships just sitting there, doing the cleanup. And they did that in Chernobyl. They had a ship come in right when Chernobyl went off, and the scientists all talked about it, and then it got hushed up after that. But there was a purple light that was shooting right down into the where the meltdown was happening. And they said all of a sudden all the meters were like spiking off the scale, and all of a sudden they just went down to 0 when this purple light was going in there. So So they have done a lot on our behalf. I know they're very serious. They want us to quit building these things and stop using. There's other technology to generate the energy. And I know here, a friend of mine, Max, actually bought a power plant, and he's running it. I think he has 2 Rolls-Royce engines, the big jet engines, and he's running them on water and running the turbines, and he's producing tons more electricity than it was before. So we don't need. I mean, that's a dinosaur. There's also 0-point technology and things like that, but that's a dinosaur model to show that we don't have to use nuclear energy.
Yeah,
you know,
it's unfortunately a big money business, and there's and they're still I have one active now. They shut all the nuclear plants down in Japan for over 2 years, and then it's been over 5 years now, I guess, and then they're slowly starting to turn them on again. So there's one that has been turned on in our area, unfortunately. So it's with all the earthquakes that are happening, it's just another, it's a time bomb waiting to explode, unfortunately.
And they're everywhere. They're still building them in the U.S. So it's insane. It's pretty insane. But
one other thing I forgot. I think I sent you. I don't know if you got the link, but last Halloween, speaking of the contact there, we had an amazing thing with these fireballs that actually made global news. It was on Halloween morning, just like the one that flew when you were in town. But it was in one of those news cameras early in the morning that's just no one's in the office and it's just filming. And this enormous green fireball flew over the city of Niigata, which is where one of our assistants here is from. But it was on international news, this enormous mystery light. So we were doing work in the field the night before, so it was cool to have that.
I saw that one, the article you sent me where the Sunday when we were doing that workshop, and bringing the ships in and everything, and then the mainstream news shows a giant ship going across Tokyo.
That's right. And it was in the early in the morning on the last day you were there. Speaking of Dr. Emoto, he gave us another hint as to with the fireballs. I know people have seen these all over the world. I got a message. I was writing for my article for their magazine, the IHM World. It's called the Dr. Emoto group, and I was writing about the first time when he came to our interview. And as I finished that, I rushed off to lunch, and I was listening to some music in the car by an artist called Sonic Boom, an English guy. And then I got to the restaurant. I was eating lunch, and all of a sudden, I got this message, or I kind of got this inspiration that, wait a minute, the fireballs don't make any sound. And if you think of the Russian one that struck in 2013, in February 2013, it has the sonic boom. It blew down windows and walls with its shockwave, And all these fireballs, they're altitude-wise. There's a line where it's either going to hit the earth or it's going to fizzle out. There's no gray zone. So all these fireballs that we're seeing, the fact that there's huge proof that they're actually ships acting like meteorites is that they have no sound. Yeah. They all should be making huge shockwaves, and almost none of them do.
Yeah, something so that was big would definitely.
Yeah, so that was a huge hint that came down from Dr. Emoto after that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, is there anywhere else you want to go with what's happening with JCETI or?
Well, basically, we're right now. We're just we've got a lot of amazing power prepared for people coming in. Actually, someone on our tour here. We have another major representative from another major group, the Monroe Institute, and we have Mr. Sakamoto here. He runs the Monroe Institute in Japan. How long has that been? 10 years? 12 years. Yeah, he's been doing hemisync, very popular in Japan. And he's so again, a lot of people are coming on board with actually real contact and doing the work in the field. That's really awesome.
One of your other events, you brought a doctor. That was amazing. The doctor, and he had the big thick Coke bottle glasses, and he went through through the transmission release session, and then he got up and he couldn't see, and his wife took his glasses off and he could see fine.
It was amazing.
That was amazing. He was like a doctor. When that happened. So
definitely.
That was pretty amazing.
We have a lot of major all-star, a lot of big, very powerful souls coming together this year. And in some of the other workshops we've done some. I do a sort of ascension type of workshop indoors now as well. And one of the people who I met through that is here, and it turned out that she's the reincarnation of Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
So yeah, it's a very powerful lady.
Maybe we can bring her on
goddess,
on the air.
Spirit. Yeah, so she intuited before she heard any information about the UFO and Marilyn and Kennedy connection. She intuited that she had been not only killed but also related to top secret information and and UFO stuff. So that was the fact that she heard that from us then afterwards was just confirmation. So
yeah. I thought it was strange how I got an email from somebody with Marilyn Monroe on it for my birthday at the same time. This other guy showed up and he had it on his phone too, another one. And it all happened all at the same time, like a synchronistic thing.
Exactly,
which is kind of interesting.
Her spirit's moving, and we have a guy here who has her birthday, and he has a painting of Marilyn. So I was telling the group that no matter what, there's going to be there'll be several people here who have either soul connection with you or some sort of synchronicity that'll happen. So that we found that out immediately on the first day. It was awesome.
So if you want to bring up some of the guests that you brought here from Japan, we can do a little interview.
Yeah, this is Mayumi. We were told she was like 80% reincarnated they have a like, for example, I'm the quarter reincarnation of one of the famous samurai in Japan. So it's what they call it, bunrei, a split soul. And it's sort of, so she's obviously a starseed and everything, but she has a lot of ET roots as well. But she's an 80% reincarnation of Marilyn, and there's no other reincarnation currently. That's the information we got. But so she's super powerful Andromedan goddess here.
Maybe she can talk a little bit about your experience here at the ranch, and you can translate.
Okay, sure. まゆみさんどうですか？今までの体験とか今日聞いてからどうですか？
初日にテーブルワークをしていただいて、ものすごくパワフルなワークというかエネルギーが降りてきたことを感じました。
Yeah, she when her first day here, she was happy that she could do the table. We did the group clearing, and she was you guys let her sit in the women's spot there. So and she felt a lot of major strong energy come through her, come down and come through her. Yeah, too.
Great.
このJCETIに来て肉眼でものすごい数の宇宙船を見ることができて、本当にエンターテインメントのショーを見るみたいにすごく興奮して喜びでいっぱいなんですけれども、そういうふうに見ている、肉眼で見るっていうことは私たちのその喜びとか意志が宇宙船にもちゃんと伝わっているとか更新できているんでしょう。そのワークの時はすごく感じることができたけど、それをちょっと教えていただきたい。
はい、ありがとうございます。はい。Speaking of, she said it was so the first night was like a total show, it was so many ships flying, and she really felt that they felt that them reacting. She felt them reacting to us and our words and our state of mind and everything, our consciousness. Yeah. Speaking of entertainment, she also sings as well. So we're gonna have our. I play music, of course, and we're going to have our joint concert on 8/8 at the Sirius Gate next week when we get back. So but so she's just charging up for that as well.
Maybe she can give us a song here. Maybe on the way out we can have a little song.
Yeah, she's a good singer. Yeah. 他はどうですか？
その8月8日ってどのようなエネルギーがシリウスのライオンゲートで降りてくるのかも教えてほしい。
そうね。それまた明日ね。曲について、一応曲について話しますね。
曲。
チャネリングした。So each of her songs actually she channeled, and each of the songs she made, she set up to a different ET group. Like one of her main ones is Andromeda and Pleiades, and so she feels the connection is really strongly. But do you want to comment about that? どうですか？その曲に。And she got a card in Portland. We bought some Mary Magdalene oracle cards, and the first one she pulled regarding the tour had a big mountain and it says colors. All the we've been out in the medicine wheel today briefly, feeling the group's energies and everything. Yeah, so she's really tuned into that.
I wonder if we could maybe we can have her on the way out when we're closing. Like how long would one of her songs be? We could maybe have her sing a song for us.
歌をすることが可能ですか？最後に歌をすることは可能ですか？今日歌を
ここね。
それかCD から
あります。はい。
あります。
はい。
She has a YouTube にあるんだっけ?
はい、あります。
We could play it from the net
ブレ
or
ックも
whatever.
出てる。
Yeah, we could play a video from the net, or she could try something a cappella, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how. I'll see how she feels at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good idea. 他にmedicine wheel のことさ、let's ask her about the circle, soul circle today.
アンドロメダのところでものすごく光の柱につながって、もう涙と、あと本当にレアが降りてきて、まずそのメインガードの、ものすごい愛に包まれて、もう言葉にならない、ちょっと時間を忘れてしまいました。
はい。Actually, the first time she participated in our event, Leia, we've interacted with some. I've translated some of the so many of the sessions now that some of the guides coming right in and saying, "She's mine," So it's like Leia is her main guide. Yes, Andromeda. So the first event she came in, it was like she was pumping me to say, tell her. And so she stood in the Andromedan section today of the Galactic Medicine Wheel and felt this huge, how do you say, pillar of energy, yeah. And just enormous love and bliss from her guide, Leia, yeah. Thank you. ありがとうね。
All right, thank you.
Thank
you. Maybe we can.
さあ次で。
Who's next? Bring another.
京子さんいいですか?
Yeah, we'll bring another guest up from Japan and
Yeah.
get their, have them tell us their story.
She's another married.
はい。
This is Yoko.
で初めて来た時に本当に優しい愛と光で迎えてくださってすごい感謝してます。それとここに来れたこと本当にもう喜びでいっぱいです。まずそれ
James, she said wants to thank you for making this beautiful place, and she felt so welcome and being on the land. There's tons of positive vibration and love, coming. She getting from all over the, up and down, so to speak.
Great.
そこに座ってたら
She's also really sensitive.
もうジェームスさんの波動が熱くて
She feels this real hot energy coming from your field.
ぐるぐるになって、アクティベーションされたんで、ちょっとすごいびっくりしました。
いつだっけ?
今。
Even now, she's getting continually activated. Every day she's been getting downloads. And she got, when in the lodge, she's been, at night as well as, she's been getting a lot of downloads happening. So so we're looking forward to the part 2 of Self-Mastery tomorrow.
Right. And about the sightings, the ships and the other things, maybe she can talk a little bit about that.
今日のサークルとかスカイワッチどうですか?
そうですね、スカイワッチは私まず2日目ですかね。2日目に毎日すごいシップが現れてすごい感動だったんですけど、特に2日目すごくエネルギーを感じて本当に突き上げるようなエネルギーを感じて、その後ものすごく感動っていうか、もう涙がもう込み上げてきて、それで声に出して涙が出てしまったんですけど、その後ずっと左からシップが現れてゆっくりゆっくりと、右にずっと移動してくれたんですけど、その間も本当になんか懐かしいというか、もう喜びでみたいになって、でその日夜目を閉じて寝るときに
So she said on the second day in the field, in the Skywatch field, we had, I know everyone saw, there was 2 major lights that came out from Arcturus, around the Arcturian star system, and they were really low and really bright, and it flew for a long time across the sky, curving, and it was like a bookends for the work in the very beginning and then at the end as well. And then the one in the end, I was filming it with the night scope, but I said, everyone, can they're blasting this enormous love shower, and she had already started crying. So it was like, beyond this thing that's even beyond words, we can all feel the energy. Once you start to get more and more sensitive to it goes beyond the sightings, and then you feel that they're sending stuff, from the sky, so to speak. Yeah. So she really plugged into that a lot. She was in tears. Yeah.
で夜寝るときに目を閉じたら、
すごい化学模様がいっぱい現れて、それがどんどん変化していって、すごい紫色の美しい形に。
And when she went to sleep that night, the first night when she went to sleep, she saw a geometry and like a purple mosaic, like a flower of life or a mandala, and just all these visions like of this information coming in. Yeah, so she's getting really charged up.
Great.
Yeah, so.
There's a lot of energy coming in here right now.
Yeah, really. Yeah, she's seeing.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
I
feel
feel
she
it.
gave you a double glance. 今も書きしてるね。すごくね。She's super
それ
sensitive.
で
I can see she has the Mary kind of, was it?
すごい
Mary
ですね
family
今
energy,
も
yeah,
来
big
て
time.
て、今もすごい来てるんですけど、でその次の日にやっぱり同じようにエネルギーを感じたら、また左からやってきて、今度は目を閉じてっていう声が聞こえたんです。
When that second ship came over, she heard them saying, "Close your eyes," you know.
そしたら目を閉じていたら本当に光のコードだって言われて、そのどんどん形が変わっていったずっと多分このメッセージ中コードが降りていて、私たちにその波動を
And then she heard the words light code.
放射してくれてい
And
るっていうのが
she
分かるん
could
です。
see, and they were telling her, and she could also see that there was this information being transferred, from the ship into the field to us in the shares. Yeah. So,
Nice.
yeah. We've been getting a lot of the diamond, in our as with the diamond orbs, the Arcturian symbols, and here we have horse. I was there too. The horse we've gotten as their symbol, as well as the deer, and so we've seen deer here already, and we've seen diamonds everywhere from as the tour started. So there's a real strong Arcturian support happening this time. Yeah.
それでこのハートを開くためにここに来させた。ここでしかその波動を強く受けられないから。
I see. Yeah. So they were telling her there's some certain things they can only do here when she's here. So it might be a little strong, but they're going to use the time when she's here to its maximum. That's what she was getting as their message too. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably do like upgrades, like DNA upgrades, and recalibrate her energy and things like that.
遺伝子のアップグレードなどね、さまざまなカリブレーションしてるそれはずも
すごい、もうなんか活性化
Open up your heart.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of hearts too. Heart to hiraku,
本当に感謝しています。
She's very thankful.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, here comes. This is a woman. She lives in LA. Akiko, you can introduce yourself in English. She's been such a huge help. This is our largest group ever. So,
Great.
She's been helping with a lot of the logistical stuff that I have a limit of how good I am at. So, she's been an amazing help. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, James.
Hi.
My name is Akiko. I came from LA with my husband. Yeah, here is my some amazing experience here.
She listens to the show in LA, as you wish.
She's my other listener now.
Yeah.
じゃあもう日本語で。
はい、じゃあ今she'll speak in Japanese.
Uh-huh.
2015年に JCETI を知って、アダムス山ツアーを知ってからアダムス山に行きたくてしょうがなかった。
She found out about JCETI in 2015, and ever since then she wanted to come down Mount Adams. So this is finally, finally came and finally become reality.
Great.
で、ここの地に着いたらもう涙が溢れてきて、でアーシュリーに抱きしめられたら。もう今までの感情が全部と出て、うちに帰ってきたんだなって思いました。
As you were there, when you were there with Ashley when we first arrived, and she, as she stepped into the Skywatch field, she just burst into tears, and then Ashley gave her a long heart hug, and she said all these old emotions just blew out, and just a huge emotional release, detox. Then she felt like she had come home.
Here is my home.
Yeah.
Nice.
あと初めて宇宙船ET ビアコを見ました。はい。
She saw, and this is the first time she's ever seen a real ship, in one place, really.
もうあんなにいっぱい飛んでくるっていうのは分からなくて、で素晴らしいミルキーウェイに感動し、もう その晩も主人も初めてだったんですけど喜んでました。
So of course she was blown away by all the different variety of ships, and then her husband is more of he's been a logistics supporter. He was very skeptical at first, to be honest, but then even in the first night at the end he spotted a couple himself, and so it's all about the experience, so she's been wanting to. It's special that they could come as a couple. So many people who come, they aren't able to come as a family, especially in our events in Japan. So it was great that they could do this together.
Great.
で、あとメディスン、ウィオもすごく素晴らしい波動を感じて、もう入れたことに感動してます。
Yeah, she felt a lot of amazing frequency and energy in the medicine wheel as well today. Yeah, when we were there, walking there. Yeah.
Which group do you Arcturus? Okay.
Yeah, we picked today. We picked just one. We went in and I asked everyone just to pick one place that they felt they needed to go to. Yeah, so we'll do the complete walk tomorrow. But yeah, it was great.
本当は知りたいですけどね、自分がどの星かは。
Yeah, she's looking forward to tomorrow's table self mastery session. Yeah.
Yeah, I know when you go into the medicine wheel, when you hit your star family, it's a galactic medicine wheel, and when you go into the pod where your star family is, I notice people really get hit hard, the energy in a very good way.
Yeah.
They have major openings and visions, and I've seen people go right out of body and go up on the ships.
Speaking of which, she found a video of. Did you see the one on YouTube that the woman is becomes half invisible? Did you see? There was a lady who filmed. She's an American lady or Canadian, and it's on YouTube. But
Andromeda.
In the Andromedan pod.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here.
Here.
Really?
It's from this year. She'll show it to you.
I want to see that. Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Okay.
Yeah, because we do have that. We have people appearing, disappearing in the workshops. We'll have people sitting in their chair and all of a sudden they're gone. And then they come back and it gets on film. And it's part of the process of it's like the ascension process. You raise in frequency and you just go a little out of phase from this world and then boom, you're there.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're there.
Teleporting. I wondered if you Masa, do you want to say something? That's good. Any of the men? Tomoko-san, I think we're all through. Yeah. Okay. Nagi-san. We have some guys who are fluent in English here this time.
Oh, okay.
Some of these people are very. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
How about one more? I think we have some more time.
Yeah, we have.
How about Nagi-san? Okay. Yeah, he's an English teacher in Japan, so he's he knows a lot about the Shinto Shinto practice and everything.
Oh, great.
Esoteric Buddhism and everything.
All right.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Nori-san. Norihiko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please call me Nori.
All right.
Not naughty.
He's not naughty.
All right.
Thanks for coming.
Sense of humor is important.
We've known each other for a long time, 6 years, so that's great he could come.
So how does what happens here at JCETI fit into the Shinto religion?
I felt the vibration looks similar. Both.
And I know you have in that religion you have a lot of deities like elementals and things like that, and nature spirits.
Nature spirit.
Yeah. And have you seen that? Have you experienced that here as well?
Yes.
The nature energies and the nature spirits. Wonderful.
And I felt great vibration comes into my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, into the heart.
Heart is getting activated. You were emotional the first night. You had a release too, right?
Yeah.
At the table,
Great.
I cried and I felt funny. So
laughing too.
Yeah. I know some people when they have a release, they'll cry first and then they start laughing afterwards because really that's your natural state, is to be in laughter and to be in joy, and so we let go of something, then we get back to our natural state again. Well.
Anything else do you want to talk about? Your healing. He does some body work too.
Oh, great.
Maybe I think you'll get even stronger when you leave.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I tried some healing to our mates.
Yeah. Some of the people they're a little bit, it's strong for them. You know, the jet lag is intense, and then the change of diet, and then of course all the energy. It kind of topples people over at times. But so he's been helping out, taking care of, you know, as a follow up. That's good.
Balance work and energy work with them.
Balance work.
Yeah.
Balance work. Great. Important. Yeah. Anyway, well,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for blessing us with your knowledge and your energy. Yeah, we've got a few minutes left. We've got about 12 minutes left.
I wanted to get, what is your take on, we had that interview we did in Tokyo that I'm working on putting out, but I know in this article in Anemone, we talked about the New Age programming. That was I can't believe it almost could have gotten cut from the article, but some of the things that, it's funny that some of the things that are only on the internet in the English world are actually getting published with our articles in Japan, like the books and stuff. So it's really powerful when that happens. What do you think of it? That seems
I get edited a lot when I talk about that. It really upsets people to realize that what I find out, there's a great imbalance in a lot of spiritual, like a lot of New Age teachings. There's an imbalance there because they just focus on love and joy and bliss, and that's great. You know, I mean, that's where you want to go, but there also is a dark side, and we need to acknowledge it and recognize it and learn how to heal it. Our own dark side too,
shadow,
and clear that out. And we just can't put a mask on and say, you know, and act like a guru, you know, and you know, eat goji berries and do yoga. You know, we really got to deal with our dark side and also deal with the fact that there are unseen negative influences, and there's faker spirits out there, and some people will think they're talking to a higher dimensional being, and sometimes it's their own subconscious, and sometimes it's an astral being. So you know, we teach that here, you know, tools for discernment, and teach people how to heal unseen negative influences and how to work with the more benevolent ones that are part of the awakening and healing process.
Yeah, I feel overall it's getting a lot better, and it's getting easier to keep your energy strong, and I feel there's a lot overall. The 4D kind of astral stuff is getting a lot weaker, and that frequency spectrum chart that you have in your presentation is always awesome, and that really helps make it concrete to people that. Because in Japan, I think in the modern age, a lot of the four astral effects and astral phenomena are mixed in with the real HD, higher dimensional phenomenon. So that's separating the two is a huge step to self-mastery. It's a huge step to understanding the deeper elements of contact. So I actually was involved. I got invited to do. Last year, I was asked to do. There's a magazine in Japan called Mu. It's an occult magazine. It's like the Mad magazine of the occult world there. And as far as the UFO topic goes, it's like 100% garbage. So I've been avoiding them like the plague. And but there was one event that the editor was going to be at, and I was getting my guys. They were telling me to do it, and it was ended up that I met some really good people there. But the one message I got before I went on into the day before was that I needed to have that thing on hand, that chart, the light spectrum chart they use. And the reason why is because when I showed some pictures of like that we have a couple pictures of beings in the field with us and stuff. They always try and pull it down into the occult, like they'll call it an entity or a disincarnate or that's a poltergeist. And I was saying no, that's not at all. And then so I had the sheet right there ready and was able to break it down a little more categorically, and that helped kind of neutralize his spin. That was good.
I was thinking about when we sign out here, I'd love to have her sing one of her songs. We've got a few minutes left before that, but I was wondering about how long. Maybe we could ask about how long in English is.
Nihon toka. Thank you. Do you want to? Oh, she has a tape on YouTube. Can we open in your nanner? Do you have a BGM ある?
BGM あるけど YouTube でダメ。
どうですか？恥ずかしい? She has a BG. Yeah, she has the background music. She could sing over.
Oh, great. Okay.
恥ずかしい?
Yeah, we could do that. We could.
いいね。もしよかったら。
マイクなんかエレクサマイク恥ずかしい。
Yeah, she'll play the background music. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
歌ってるのがあるけど、歌ってるのがあるけど。
Okay, or she has the one that was already recorded. Is that all right? If we just play that near the mic or something.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Play that.
2分とかね。Then we can fade it down or whatever if we need to. Yeah. Yeah. But we need to load that up. なんかこれで開ける？
You just play it right here.
Oh, yeah.
It'll just go over the
中に入っ
speakers
てるでし
there.
ょ？
そうね。
Yeah. But we've got it, before we play, we've got a few minutes. Now, how long is it?
It's probably 3 or 4 minutes, so we could just cut it, fade it down.
Yeah.
OK で。
歌が入ってるやつ。
入ってるのでいいですか？
はい入ってる。
どっちがいいかな。
Maybe she can talk a little bit about the words to this,
Yeah.
what it means, you know,
歌
what the
詞と
song
かその、曲のインスピレーションについて話したらいいかもしれないね。
もちろん。
はい
はい。
歌ってるレコーディングされたものがあれば。
あります
はい、じゃあそれでしょう。
どっちがいいかな。
え
ピアノか、
そうだね。
踊ってる方か。
そういうテアモでいいかな。
テアモ
Yeah, this one song called Te Amo, I Love You in Spanish, yeah. Yeah.
どうしよう。これにつなげます？
ここで再生できるね。We can play it here and it'll pick up with the mic, yeah. その前に説明お願いします。
はい
turn your volume all the way up.
Can you tell us about the song?
これはまさにグレッグの12月の忘年会の日に一日でできた曲なんですけど、アンドロメダのエネルギーを下ろした、
すごい
はい、曲です。
This is actually, believe it or not, this was made on the day we had our JCETI end of the year party last year at
Oh, yeah.
Christmas. And she felt a strong androgyny in her guide coming in, so she made this in one day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And we just did a video for it too. Our friend who filmed your lecture in Tokyo made a great music video for her.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's go ahead and play it.
これでいいよ。一番ボリューム大きくして。はい。It's called Te Amo. Yeah, I love you in
All right.
Spanish. Oh, sorry. なんだろう。
聞こえ
Excellent. Great. Well, has a great voice.
All right.
Yeah, great production too. Yes, a lot of emotion in these songs. You know, she's been through a lot, and personally, and she has two amazing, just gorgeous starseed daughters. So one is super played, and she just moved to San Diego. And
how did they? Can they get her music? What's the best way?
Oh
to
yeah,
get all
she's just had an album. It's just been released. Released this thing.
8月8日に
And she's going to release it on that Stargate, on the event, 8/8 at the Sirius Gate.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if people want to check, it's going to be on iTunes, I think. Yeah.
Great.
YouTube でスワンティアモでスワン
Yeah, her artist name is Swan. So if people look up on YouTube, Swan, and then this song is Tiamo, Tiamo, and yeah, I'm in that video a little bit. We filmed it in her new apartment. It's a high-rise in Tokyo. It's beautiful. Yeah,
Great.
she actually her second daughter is a real big feline soul, and we found out that she remembered she was with Bagit. She's one of the 4 Syrian in her group who came to the earth, and she actually incarnated as a person. Yeah, she's in the 6th grade.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I was in Hawaii, and I knew this woman, and I could see Bagit's energy all around her, feline energy.
Yeah.
I showed her a picture of Bagit, and she just had a meltdown right there.
Yeah.
And she went home, and her daughter ran up to her and went, Bagit, Bagit, like this, you know. So it was pretty funny.
Yeah. So all these super powerful members are coming together. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Arigato ne,
All
Mayusan.
right, thank you. Thank you. Very beautiful. I'm gonna copy that.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're hitting up the end of the hour here. So what's the best way to get a hold of your website and the work that you're doing? And if people want to get the translated version of Contact Has Begun and
there's
anything
people
else.
in Japan listening in other countries, Japanese people listening in Canada and US and stuff. But yeah, I keep saying we're going to put out more in US English information, but that's hopefully now that this project's done, I can finally dig into more blogs and videos. But yeah, it's our site is www.jceti.org, and we have a lot of the videos. Actually, I just put out a really amazing night scope video we did in Okinawa in 2014. It's on our Vimeo channel, so if people look up JCETI on Vimeo.com or on YouTube, there's different footage on each channel, so they can see the stuff we're doing on there. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I guess we got to wrap it up.
Always.
It's end the hour, but thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for the beautiful song. And we got to wrap it up, but stay in the heart, watch the skies. Big changes coming, so we got to become frequency specific to the Earth's ascension process, and the best way to do that is to stay in the heart and follow your heart. Anyway, have a great evening. This is James Gilliland with As You Wish Talk Radio, signing off. Watch the skies and stay in the heart. Good night.